welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday morning right now, and today we start a new chapter, and that chapter is called Tunnel Vision. So I asked you guys on my community tab, what phase of life are you guys in right now? What are you going through? What type of content do you want? And I got a lot of mixed comments, but a lot of them stood out, which stood out to me because this is the era of life that I am currently in right now. And a lot of you guys were saying, like, I want to take more responsibility over my life. I know that if I want certain things in my life, I need to be the one to take action and stop sleeping on myself and stop making excuses for myself. Recently, there's been a lot of changes in your life and even my life, where it requires you to step into a new phase of life, a new version of you, new goals, new actions, new plans, new everything. And some of you guys were also saying, like, you're stepping into maybe your soft girl era, or you're trying to live a more balanced life, whatever it is. This is what I think, and this is what I'm doing for myself. It is going to require you, whatever phase that you are knowing you need to step into, it is going to require you to have tunnel vision. It is going to require you to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and not in a way that it's like a tyrant discipline, not in a way that can't be fun and amazing and you're enjoying your life, especially if you're talking about living a more balanced, more soft life girl era. But it's going to require you to think certain ways, to take certain actions, to have certain plans in place so that you can really embody this person who gets the X, Y, and Z goal that you have in mind. You are not going to be able to get better health or better relationships or better finances or a better career if you don't take a look at where you're at right now in your life and start to have some tunnel vision. And what does tunnel vision really mean? It just means staying focused. It just means to stop for a moment, focusing on all of the noise that is outside of you, which there's a lot. We live in a day and an era of life, social media, online, and even offline, where there's so many directions that we can go. There's so much content that we can consume. There's so many books we can read, so much information that we can intake. There's so many people that we can be around. What do? There's so many options, to the point where we get so much anxiety sometimes because there's endless amounts of options. But I know if I want to hit certain specific goals in my life, there is going to be a phase, and this phase is right now, where I'm going to need to focus on only a few things in my life and continue to put my focus and my time and my attention only on these things, especially until I hit these goals, but in general, until I really embody becoming this new version of me. So maybe for you, this is going to be a time where, you know, you aren't hanging out with people who maybe aren't contributing to your well-being or where you want to go in your life, or maybe you're done taking in so much information that might be just irrelevant for this phase of your life. Or maybe you're learning how to have more boundaries set in place with certain people, relationships, things in your life so that you can stay focused. I actually want to read this Pinterest quote, which I think it really hit me. It really hit me when I read it. And it says, if you're serious about growth, be serious about accountability. If you are serious about abundance, be serious about gratitude. If you are serious about intimacy, be serious about vulnerability. That's such a good one. If you are serious about discipline, be serious about delayed gratification. So thinking about your life and your goals, what are you wanting and you know that you want? So maybe it's growth in some area of your life. Maybe it's intimacy. Maybe it's more abundance. Maybe it's more discipline because you know that that's gonna get you certain results in your life. Or maybe it's just specifically like finances, which can be in the category of abundance. Whatever it is, your career, your health, whatever it is, understand that whatever it is that you want in your life, it is gonna require you to be serious about putting your time and attention into those things. If you genuinely want to have a deep, beautiful, loving connection and relationship, romantic relationship with someone, it is going to require you to most likely be a new version of you that you have not been before. Relationships can be very difficult, especially for people who have not really had any form of healthy relationship. It actually requires you to be seen more than you even actually want to because you're definitely afraid, but that's what it's going to take. And if that's what it's going to take, then what are the things that you have to do in your life to allow you to be more vulnerable in a relationship? Is it you having a self-love practice? Is it you actually looking at yourself like you would be lovable to someone else? Is it for you to start taking off that mask when you're having conversations with people and saying what you mean instead of staying small and hoping and praying that things are gonna change in your relationships. Or let's say when it comes to abundance, if you really want more abundance, let's say financial abundance, what is that going to require you to do? It's gonna require you to most likely sit down and create a plan of how it is that you're gonna take action to create more opportunities for you to have abundance. And one of those steps is already being grateful for the things that you have instead of focusing on all the lack and all the scarcity. You being in lack and being in scarcity is not going to allow you to get abundance. That's just not how it works. Trust me, I have been through it. I made a whole entire guide, Heal and Manifest guide on that. If you're interested, it'll be linked in the description. But seriously, like, think about the things that you want in your life and what is it going to actually require you to do, and see how your habits throughout the day, weeks, months have either contributed or not. And most likely they haven't contributed because you're most likely not where you want to be right now. And I've been talking recently about how there's a big shift for sure for a lot of us right now in our lives, especially with Mercury retrograde, just so many different things that have been happening, I think, for all of us. And we're starting to realize that, you know, maybe we were living 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it came to either relationships or financial abundance or career or just playing small, being people pleasers, whatever it is. And understand that you having 1 foot in, 1 foot out is going to get you those results. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're going to see that reflected in your life. Whether that be finances, oh, maybe a little bit of money is coming in, but not the full thing, or relationships are almost there, but they're not there yet. My health is decent, but it's not exactly where I am yet. And we don't need to blame ourselves fully. Obviously, things happen and things aren't gonna be absolutely perfect, but it's just to realize that you not being in this phase of tunnel vision is absolutely contributing to the reflection that you're seeing in your life, whether that be finances, career, relationships, whatever in your life. So ask yourself, what areas of your life right now are you currently not happy with? And what do you need to do in order to get those things? You know the answer. It's not difficult. You don't need to keep going on the internet and trying to find answers to your problems. The thing that you need the most is to actually take action and stop being half-assed with things. Stop doing things for like 1 week, half-ass, and then going online and finding a new way of doing this, or like, how do I lose more weight doing this new diet, or more dating tips, or new side hustle things, when you haven't even actually been tunnel vision focused on that thing. And then you can go and find more tips if you need to, but there's this excess amount of information out there, right? So as soon as things get tough, we're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just find a new answer. Stop looking for the answers. You have the answers. You need to be focused. And I think the first thing that's really important for you to do once you get clear on what it is that you want in your life is to simply just start small and stop getting in your own way. I talk about this all the time in my content. You know, you tell yourself a million stories about how hard things are going to be, or how you need more answers, or you need whatever. And genuinely, all you need to really do is start very small. And even today, I was going to record this video. I was gonna wake up, usually I wake up around like 6 a.m.-ish, around that time. And I was going to go to the gym and then have a shower, start getting ready, and then be filming. But I went to an event last night and I slept in, and then I was slowly having those stories of like, oh, okay, well maybe I'll just film like tomorrow and whatever. And I was trying to like rearrange things. And then I was like, no. Things don't need to be perfect. You can still record the video. You can still do a vlog. You can still show people what you're doing. You can still do all the things on your to-do list. Just, it doesn't need to be perfect. And I think that is one of the biggest barriers to actually becoming the version that you want to be in your life is perfectionism. Stop trying to be so perfect with every single thing, because the most important thing is for you to take action, small little actionable steps. There's a few things in my life right now that I definitely want to be more tunnel vision on. For me personally, it's my content right now on all my social platforms. It is, I was gonna say finances, but they're kind of connected with my content, but just, yeah, so the finances and content, I guess. And my health right now. My health is definitely the best it's ever been, and I want to continue to just hone in and be the best, healthiest version of myself, and not just be a way of life. And one of my goals is actually drink water. That's why I'm drinking this water. By the way, I got this gifted to me. I know some of you guys probably might ask. I don't know where this is. If you guys have something similar to this, and you have a link, then like let us know in the comments. But I can definitely look on Amazon and try and find something similar. I'm sure that I can. So what I'm gonna do, I'm a little bit hungry. I did have some coffee before I ate because I just really was not hungry. That's definitely one of my goals, is to like not, I used to be so good with not drinking coffee first, and drinking more water and eating first, but I'm gonna eat something, and then I'm going to do a lot of content planning. So I figured I'll just show you guys like what I'm planning and how I'm planning things. I wanna go to the gym and do a nice little cardio workout on the treadmill. I also wanna go to the market and get some food. Like I want to actually like meal plan some things, not very strictly because I don't love to do it and make things complicated, but I have really just wanted to focus on being nourished, my hormones balanced. They're balanced. My hormones are definitely balanced, but I just want to continue to make sure that like I'm really nourishing my body, which means I'm going to need to spend some time planning some of my meals, making sure that I have things stocked up, making sure that I'm actually prepping food, because if not, then it's not gonna get done, and then I'm not gonna be, you know, nourishing my body the way that it needs to be. And that requires me to have some sort of plan and discipline and focus on these areas of my life if I want to be somebody who is nourished, who has healthy hormones, who, you know, has a lot of energy throughout her day. So I'm gonna show you guys all of that, and yeah, let's go eat something. I just got out of the shower, back from the gym. I feel so freaking good from the gym. I tried to get a few clips, but like, I don't know. I didn't bring my tripod, and like, I don't know the angles to get at the gym, but what I did is my version, I guess, of 12-3-30. I'm also going in with this fresh kombucha essence on my skin. By the way, if you want a full shower routine, I do have one on my channel, and I have it linked in the description if you're interested in like everything that I do. So I warmed up, and then I did an incline of 15 and then 3.2/3 miles an hour for like 30 minutes. And then I went and I stretched, and I just like, you know, relaxed, breathed a little bit. But as I was on my treadmill, I was even just thinking like, even this weekend, I knew that I wanted to spend a lot of time planning, content creation, looking at my calendar. I have so many projects going on. There's my actual intention of wanting to be really tunnel visioned into my vision of my life, my dream life. Oh, this is coming off. And with knowing that that's what I wanted to do, I had to set boundaries for this specific weekend, and honestly, just naturally learning how to set more boundaries in life. And I think that is literally the most important thing that you're going to need to do when you are trying to focus on yourself and focus on your goals and take action. Because if you don't place boundaries and you know, create space for yourself to be in this tunnel vision, then you're not going to get things done. And this is what I mean. I went to an event last night, and it wasn't even a late event. It actually, like, I got home pretty early. I'm putting in Charlotte Tilbury toner on my face. And when we first decided to go to this event, when I invited my friend to come with me, we talked about potentially going out afterwards because it was a Friday night, and I never really go out that much, and like, she would be a great person to go out with, but I then started to plan my week, and then I realized, oh, okay, this weekend would be a great weekend to spend Saturday and Sunday doing my own stuff, lots of planning, everything like that. And if I have this weekend where I'm going out, and I also had an event to go to on Sunday, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get all the things that I want done. And so I had to tell her, like, as much as I want to go out, I cannot go out and have a late night, because if I have a late night, then I'm going to sleep in. Although I did sleep in today, but it wasn't like I was hungover or whatever. I didn't want to have a late night because I knew then I would be slacking on this day, and I probably would maybe skip out, or maybe I just wouldn't have enough time and I would feel rushed. And then also I had an event on Sunday, and it was in the middle of my day, but I knew that it was going to take up all of my day. I'd be rushed in the morning, and then by the time I would get home, I'd be too tired to do a lot of work. And not like I couldn't do it, but it was going to make it more difficult, more challenging for myself. So I ended up saying that I couldn't go to the event because of work, because I genuinely have work. And that allowed me to have space to be able to actually work on myself. And I mean, I remember back in college, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water, the new like gel cream. It's so good. I remember back in college when I would, try to focus on my work and my schoolwork and my fitness and my health at that time. But then I would always go out on the weekends. And it's not a bad thing to go out on the weekends and have fun, but I started to realize, like, not only am I making things way harder for myself on the weekends to work on my stuff, because I am going out and I'm not getting proper sleep and I'm either drinking or I'm not eating well or whatever, but if it's not the fact that I'm making it hard for myself, I end up just not wanting to do it, and I keep pushing things off. And I'm pushing things off because of how I'm feeling, because of my previous actions leading up to this thing. And I even think about morning routines. Your morning routine starts at night. It doesn't start in the morning. It starts by, did you go to sleep at the proper time to be able to even allow you to probably wake up at an earlier time? Were you stressed the night before? Did you have enough to eat? Did you take your vitamins? What was happening previously up to this point? Because even if you think about your life in general, everything that's happening in your life is a manifestation of the old version of you. So all of the decisions and all the thoughts and all of the behaviors and everything that you have done leading up to this point has gotten you whatever's in your life right now. And listen, I'm always going to be the devil's advocate. We're not going to blame ourselves fully. There's things that happen. Yes. I always say that because I don't want you guys to think that I'm like being too much of a tyrant. But at the end of the day, it's like, listen, if there's things in your life that aren't the way that you want it to be, it's because of your previous action or non-action. So it's so important that you start to learn how to set boundaries for this new version of you, because if you don't, then you're probably not going to hit any of the goals that you accomplish. Even when I sit down and I now plan out my weeks to come, I'm going to Nashville soon, I have so many projects to work on, there are just going to be things that I have to start saying no to. There's going to be people I'm going to have to start saying no to. There's going to be behaviors that I'm going to have to start saying no to, and I already know that, and that's what I'm doing right now. Like, there's just going to be so many things, and I think that bringing it back to that Pinterest quote, like, if you want to be serious about an end goal, then you need to get serious about your actions right now that will pertain or not pertain to that end goal. And I know people struggle with saying no to people in their lives, and you guys are like the cutest little people pleasers. But like, you have to start choosing you over others in the nicest way possible, because at the end of the day, like, this is the thing. Like, I was thinking about this last night. Okay, I can go with my friend and whatever, and like we can have a great time, but guess who's going to have to pay for those actions? I am. Not her, not anyone else, but me. So the more that I keep saying yes to things that are actually going to affect me, it's just gonna be fallen on me. And also, another thing that I tell myself in the moment when I'm too afraid to maybe like, oh, maybe I have to cancel or I have to say no even though I don't wanna say no, I always tell myself, okay, so if you're canceling on somebody, let's say, because you need to like focus on yourself, what is that person gonna do? They're gonna tell you, no, you have to come? No, they're not gonna say that. They're most likely, usually all the time, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I understand, like, like we'll do it another time. But I used to be somebody who would always like dance around the actual answer, which is no, or I would like have to make up all these white lies, or I would like not tell people the full truth because I was too afraid to let them down. But now I just tell them, hey, I can't go out tonight because I have so much work to do and I need to focus on myself right now. I need to da-da-da. And people are very understanding about that. But like sometimes in the moment, it's like you have this like skewed perception or this story of like what that person's actually gonna say or how they're going to react. And maybe they're not gonna react the best, but then that person's probably like not for you, or maybe not a supportive person to have in your life or whatever. It doesn't really matter if they support it or not, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, what are they gonna say? They're gonna make you go to this event? They're gonna make you stay out? Okay, maybe they might make you feel a little bit bad about it, but really the only way that that person's really making you feel bad about it is if you allow yourself to feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. Like, don't feel bad about choosing your life, especially when these things that you're doing might not be contributing to this certain phase of your life right now. Okay, so I have a lot of planning that I want to do, and I have a lot of things to plan for. I have my podcast, I have my main channel, I have Instagram, TikTok. I am currently working on a self-led course for you guys, not for me. And I also have my book coming out. So I have a lot of projects in the works. And if I do not plan ahead, these things will fail to be flourishing. They will not be what I want them to be. So I need to think about all of my content ideas, all the videos that I need to post, and make sure that I am planning out the days that I'm gonna sit and film ahead of time so that I can have enough time to edit, so that I can upload on certain dates. So there's so much scheduling and so many monthly things that I constantly have to do. And I would say, like, even for you, if you have certain goals in place, you need to always look ahead and see, okay, if I have a goal to make this amount of money at the end of the year, or to finally start my YouTube channel, or to finally start my side hustle, or to eventually leave my 9-to-5 job because I don't want to do this and I want to go to maybe another 9-to-5 that's like better, more money, whatever. Okay, so what are the steps that you are going to have to take and start to plan them in a monthly planner so you can slowly get to that? I feel like we all know who we want to be. We all know the goal that we want, but it's like, what are you doing today though to make those steps forward? Also, I'm gonna drink this Magic Mind shot because they just recently sent this to me and they actually taste so good. So it has matcha to boost your energy, adaptogens to help you stress less, and nootropics to keep you focused. I'm pretty sure nootropics there's some caffeine in this actually, I think. I'm not really sure. Well, I guess matcha has a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's such a small little shot. And immunity for vitamin C, D, and it also has echinacea. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. The natural thing that people take when you're about to get a cold or whatever. And low key, I'm really not trying to bring this into existence, but as the seasons change, you know, usually you get sick, and I don't want to get sick. And I just want to and that's another reason why, honestly, I wanted to keep this weekend free for me just to work and do all of my stuff, because I didn't want to overload my whole weekend, because then I'm gonna overload my mind, and then my mind affects my body, and then my body is like, girl, slow down, in the form of getting sick. So we're not trying to do that. So anyways, I'm gonna take this. So what I like to do when I am planning my stuff, and this goes for an everyday thing, I like to make a little list of all the things that I need to do today. And then I start from the top of the list and I try and get as much done as I can. Not every single day I'm gonna get my whole entire to-do list done, but at least I know what to focus on that day. And I do that because, you know, when you start to think about all the things you have to do all throughout the month, it gets a lot, especially for me as a content creator, because I have so many things going on and just everything. So I like to narrow things down. Today, what I wanna focus on is planning my reels. I'm writing this in real time. That's why I'm slowly saying it. Planning my reels for Instagram, and then also coming up with a plan for my TikTok, which I want to start posting more on TikTok when I come back from Nashville. So I want to come up with a few different video ideas, maybe 2 to 3 videos a week, just so I don't overwhelm myself, and what those videos will be and what I'll be specifically talking about pertaining to everything that I talk about in my own brand. Also, my reels for Instagram, that's probably gonna be for the next 2 weeks. And when I mean the next 2 weeks, I mean the week coming up and my Nashville weekend, because I wanna plan the type of content that I'm gonna be recording for Nashville. Because if I go to Nashville and I don't have a plan on any of the ideas that I want, any of the videos that I want, I don't have to, but I'm a content creator and I wanna do it and I wanna have a good time filming things, then I'm not gonna have any content. That's just reality of it. So I have to start thinking about some cool real ideas, not a bunch, just a few. Another thing that I want to do is I want to make my script, and when I mean script, I don't actually read off the script, obviously, I'm just talking freely, and I do my videos, but essentially just making like different points that I want to touch on throughout each video or podcast episode, whatever. But this specifically for my skincare video that I want to talk about, how I healed my skin naturally. I also need to film my HelloFresh ad and make sure that's edited and sent in to my management. I also want to make a little bit of a grocery list and like meal idea list to be able to go to the market either today or tomorrow. We'll figure out what day works best for me. So I think that's what I'm gonna just keep on this list right now. So what I'm going to do now is go onto my Notion that I like to use. I like to use Notion. And what I do for Notion is I separate each social platform. So I'll have YouTube, podcast, TikTok, Instagram, and then I have like different dates, and I'll have ideally when I'm going to be posting a certain video, and if there's any brand deals that are attached to that video or any like things that I need to make sure that are done by specific days. So that way I can go in and I can see my schedule. I can open it every week and say, oh, okay, I need to make sure that I have a skincare video and a shower routine video filmed by these days, because these days I have to post them. That's how I work. And essentially that's what I want to do now for my TikTok and for my Instagram, because I don't really have a plan too much for the Instagram. I kind of just like post whenever, which it works, but I kind of want to be a little bit more strategic and really have that tunnel vision so that I'm not all over the place like every week thinking, oh, okay, well, what day am I going to make a reel and what is it going to be about? I want to just kind of know what is going to be and done. And now when I'm talking about being a content creator, that's not always what it's going to be. There are so many weeks where I have a plan that ends up kind of falling through, or I'm not in the mood to film that sort of video, or I feel like you guys don't need that video and you need another idea, or I'm just in the flow and I pick up the camera on a day that I wasn't supposed to be filming. Like, I give myself so much flexibility and so much free flowing energy within all of my work, which I think is so important, because I think honestly some of my best content has come from those places, but it's still to have a plan in place so that I am not falling too much off of the masculine side of things, essentially. Because, you know, when you are residing in the feminine energy all the time, where everything is on a whim and everything just happens whenever you feel like it, well, if you do everything based out of when you feel like it, it's not that you won't hit goals, but I just personally don't think that anything requires masculine and feminine energy. Everything requires structure, and everything requires creativity and flow and ease and releasing and just being, and in this cyclical cycle of life. But also you still need the structure, you need the boundaries in place, you need a focus, and you ebb and flow through the two. But even as you're ebbing in one energy, you still need to make sure that you leave room for the feminine. Or when you're super in the feminine, you still need to allow a little bit of that masculine to come in. Let's say if you're in your soft girl era right now, and like, you know, you don't want any stress, and you just want to like be in your healing energy and whatever, that's great. But at the end of the day, you probably still need to get up and go to work. You probably still need to set your alarm to get up and go, and that's totally fine. I think that the soft life, and this is why I kind of moved away from talking about feminine energy and the soft life, especially on TikTok, because it's really hard to express and really explain it, although I can, and I can definitely do more videos about this, and maybe that's what I'll do. But, you know, when the rise of the soft life came about and feminine energy, and we all realized, oh my God, we're living in our masculine energy, we're super stressed, and this is why we have health issues, this is why we struggle being in relationships, we can't trust, we can't rest, we can't da-da-da, and we just want a softer, more easier life because we deserve it. What we kind of created as a response to that is, okay, I'm just gonna be in my feminine energy all the time. I don't wanna work, I don't want to do anything, whatever, you know, anything that's stressful, I don't want it. And that's obviously, there's a part of that that's needed, and you need a healing process, but you still need masculine energy and structure in your life. And I actually think that it's the type of masculine energy that maybe you once thought that you needed, be it very toxic, be it very overworking yourself and burning yourself out, that you don't need. And realistically, healthy expressions of masculine energy look like structures, look like boundaries, look like tunnel vision, and it's not toxic at all. It's just the masculine energy that you have learned and you have been residing in was the type that was burning you out. And what you will find is when you have more structure and more discipline and more boundaries in place, while you still allow yourself the room to mess up, to not be perfect, to heal, to let your emotions out on the days that you're feeling like, oh my God, I can't hold it all together. Or let's say for me, content creation, like, oh my God, I had this plan, but I'm feeling like I really want to talk about this thing. That is where I think that healing, real healing occurs, and you get to evolve and you actually get to where you're going. And that's how I create. That's how I live my life. It's taken me a long time to do that. I definitely think that you need to go through definitely more of a healing process. And that's something that I'm going to be creating in my course for sure, because there's going to be the emotional feminine side and the structural masculine mindset side that you're going to need to really be able to achieve your goals in life. And that's what I reside in. So I say that because I think a lot of you guys are interested in that type of balance, and it's so unique. It depends on where you're at in your life. If you've been in that masculine burnout, or you've been in the feminine where you've never had goals, or you don't have any structure in your life and just like you have no idea where to start. It's about taking little pieces of each energy and incorporating it into your life, and understanding that you residing in one energy essentially is never, in my personal opinion, going to get you where you think it's going to, because there's value in the opposite of everything. And I think that we live lives in this society very black or white, right? It's like either this way or no way, or like this all or nothing thinking, or this perfectionist mindset. And if it's not 100%, then it's nothing at all. And then we get in our own ways, and then it becomes very, very toxic. And we need to understand that, first of all, you're not going to be 100% with everything. There's things that are going to come up, but to still understand the importance of trying your best and having that focus. So I'm gonna get to planning some ideas. This planner here, this is not the one I usually use. Like, I have my actual daily planner, but I'm thinking about using this for my content. So right now I have my actual planner, which has daily and an actual monthly one, but the monthly one I have like all my meetings and all my everything, but I think I wanna make one like specifically just for like YouTube and podcasts or TikTok, so I can kind of see which days content is going out, and I have a bunch of them. They're just like blank ones that you can put in. But we'll see, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna get to it, and we will be back after we are done. Afternoon, and a quick update. I've finished most of my things. I still need to record my HelloFresh ad for my podcast and think about what meals I want for the next week or whatever, or the next time that I go to the grocery store, which might be today, might be tomorrow, I'm not sure. But I feel so good. I made the next month worth of content for my podcast, so I have different themes for each. Honestly, for the next 3 months, I have essentially all of the themes that I'm going to be talking about, but specifically for the month of October, all of my main podcast episodes, what the themes are going to be. So that is all set. So every week when I am ready to record, I have a vision. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not freaking all over the place. I planned out all of my YouTube video ideas, especially for all my brand deals, all the things that I want to bring to you guys, and of course left room for the weeks that maybe I have more time to post another YouTube video, or maybe I don't and I'm still gonna be on track, so I have that. I also came up with some real ideas for this week and next. And I want to, for next week, what do I have? I want to do a video of cleaning, because I did my cleaning routine again. I want to do a post-workout smoothie or something to do with protein, because that's just the way of my life. And also maybe like a groceries or a market type of vibe. You will see. If you want to see my reels and stuff, then you will see that. Also for Nashville, I want to do a reel from Toronto to Nashville to Drake concert with his song Jimmy Cooks, because I freaking love that song. And then I have another planned post that's just going to be like an in-feed photo of me and my friend at the concert. And then I want to make a Nashville recap of like the country side of things that we're going to be doing, like all the country cowgirl aesthetic reel, so that'll just be like whatever we get up to, and then also another in-feed photo. And I made the itinerary as well, and I sent it to my friends just now. What we're gonna potentially be doing, I don't know, we'll see. And if any of you guys live in Nashville, then you can kind of tell me. But on Sunday, I'm gonna be landing there, same with them. We're gonna get to the Airbnb, and then we're gonna go to 1230 Club, which is like an upscale looking type of vibe. I feel like we'd all really enjoy that for dinner, and then probably just go home. The next day, we're gonna try and find a brunch spot. I don't know which spot yet. We're going to get ready. We're gonna go to the concert, which I'm assuming we'll probably have to go a little bit early. So I'm just like leaving some room. Maybe we'll go to a coffee shop as well, something. And then after the concert, we're gonna go out to Broadway, which is like, I guess like where everyone goes out. Especially after the concert, it's gonna be really busy. So we're just gonna go and have a good time. And then Tuesday, I wanna go to this Elixir coffee shop place, but we'll see. Might go somewhere else. I want to definitely maybe do brunch, and then we're gonna go back to the Airbnb, get ready. This is very like tentative, like this might change, I don't know. I want to go to Printer's Alley, which apparently is like a mini version of Broadway, which is it's giving like authentic blues bars, Nashville vibes, which I want to experience. I love that. And then potentially go to Luke's 32 Rooftop, because I heard that was really good, and just it's giving Nashville night out with the I was gonna say with the girls or with the boys, but I'm going with a couple. Anyways, and then Wednesday we leave. It's a very short trip, so I have that all planned, so now I know what I'm doing. I think what I'm gonna do is wait to make my TikTok plan when I come back, because I don't plan on being super consistent with my TikTok until I'm back from Nashville anyway, so I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I don't like to pre-plan content too quickly. Not this video being a whole how I plan my content video, but I don't know, maybe this will inspire you. But so I'm gonna leave that for now. I don't want to over plan, like I was saying, too many things, because then I just get overwhelmed, then things don't even go. And also another thing that I did once I made like my content calendar all on this here is I went in my actual like planner, and I always write what videos are gonna go live, what days I'm gonna be recording, and what days I'm gonna be editing, all that kind of stuff. Again, things come up and I change things, but it's just like, if you do not have a plan, you are not going to get the results. I don't care, okay? Consistently, you ain't gonna get the results. So if you do not have a planner, then get one. And if you don't use Notion or like some sort of system to like write all your thoughts and weekly goals and action plans, then you need to do that. If you guys want like an in-depth video of like more planning stuff, I can definitely do that. I was thinking of making a video of like a productive day in my life as a content creator, like podcasting and everything like that, if you guys were interested in it. But I think just looking at your goals and making a plan and always doing this like weekly, but obviously also daily, going to be the most important thing when it comes to being a tunnel visioned with anything in your life. Like you can't just set goals and then just wake up every day and just forget that you have them. And this is not to hyper focus on the end result, right? But it's to really hyper focus on your action. In order for you to take action, like you need to wake up every day and like, look, okay, making a to-do list of all the things I need to do today, and start to take action based off of whatever you have on your list. Like I can wake up tomorrow and know what I'm doing now without having to think like, oh my God, when am I gonna post this or when am I gonna post that? Because I sat down and I did this. And I do this every week. And of course, every single day I look at my to-do list, but every single day I'm not stressed because I have these plans in place. And bringing it back to balancing masculine and feminine energy, every single day, there's just gonna be certain things that you are not going to be able to get done, but don't let that be the reason why you stop being in this tunnel vision and you fall back into old habits, or you fall back into old behaviors that in the moment make you feel like an instant gratification, but then it doesn't do anything for you. You can still hit your goals if you're not 100%, but it's the story and you getting in your own way of doing these small little habits that are gonna actually get you there. And I think this goes back to telling yourself that you actually have more capacity and ability to do more if you allow yourself, and if you stop getting out of your own way and stop telling yourself that you can't do things. I think I've said this before, a lot of the things that we accomplish or not accomplish is based off of the story that we are telling ourselves about how hard this thing is gonna be, or how much time that we need, or, you know, the fact, can we do it or can we not? Getting out of your own way is going to be the thing that gets you where you want in your life. And you know what? I did make a podcast episode on productivity tips and like hacks and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go watch that if you want more of different things that I like to do to get the work done. But I think that's gonna be it for this video because I, of course, have ranted for way too long and I can continue to take you through my day, but honestly, it's just gonna be just planning and editing. Actually, what I'm gonna do after I have a smoothie is edit my podcast episode because I have one that's ready to edit. So I might as well just do it now instead of doing it tomorrow. And then I might go to the grocery store or I'll do it tomorrow, but either way, then that's gonna get done. And that's really it. I really encourage you to reinforce confidence within your own self and remind yourself that you can do this and to take responsibility over your life and tell yourself like, nope, okay, I'm done hyper-focusing on this thing. Let me go take action. Or nope, this thing is not gonna be as hard. Let me just start and see how I feel afterwards. Or nope, I'm giving myself usually 4 hours to do a project, but I'm actually gonna set a timer and I'm gonna do it in 1 hour because I can do it. Like, I really encourage you to step into that higher version of you. You can do it, okay? I know sometimes we feel like we don't have the capacity or the ability, or there's so many things outside of us that just like the time is slipping our way, or I don't have enough time, or things are so hard and da-da-da. No, you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. And I feel like even for me, but for a lot of us, sometimes we just never had like even parents that really instilled that confidence and that assurance within ourselves. Like, you can do it, you can go, even if you're afraid, even if you're nervous, even if you feel like you don't have all the answers, you can do it. And now we're having to learn how to do it ourselves. And when we don't have that voice within ourselves, we are very like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll do it next week or next year, or I'll give myself like 3 weeks to do the project, da 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 da. Like, very, you know, feminine energy, great healing. Yeah, let's give ourselves time to do things, but also tap into the masculine energy. You can do it, whatever it is, whatever phase of life that requires you to focus, you can do it, okay? You don't need anyone else to tell you to do it. You don't need another video. You don't need another podcast. I mean, you can listen to my podcast if you want to get yourself focused, okay? I'm not gonna like tell you not to, but you know what I mean. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I've ranted for too long. Follow me on all the platforms that I talked about, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.